See, when we really spoke about this issue at the press conference just after the results, I don't think the consumer offtake got seriously impacted with the GST. I think what you saw was the turbulence in the supply chain, with the trade inventories, the trade stocking, destocking. And over the last few months, we have seen normalcy come in. There are still a couple of channels and some big customers which have yet to come back to the normal buying rhythm. But to a large extent, I would certainly believe that the normalcy, even within the turbulence within the channels, have settled down.
Shimita, if I could ask you, you are one of the companies which would first gauge the mood or the what is going to happen in rural India. How do you see things when it comes to rural demand? Because clearly it would also determine a lot for big players like you and of course the economy as a whole. How do you see things panning out in rural?
You know, rural demand, if you look at the golden period of FMCG a few years back, when the rural demand used to grow at 2 to 3x the urban demand. And I believe in the long term, that is the kind of demand we should be seeing in rural area for the sheer potential that exists. Close to 70% of our people live over there, but both penetration and consumption levels are very low. What you really need is to put more money into the hands of more rural consumers. Once you get that, you will see they're spending more, and that would give a fillip to the consumption in rural areas, and then it should start picking up. So the way we are seeing now is the rural offtake is more or less at an urban level. And with the waivers of loans to the farmers, with the MSP going up, good monsoon in a large part of India, hopefully the production should be higher and the realization should be much better. That should again give a fillip to the rural demand.
My last question, sir, if we could let you go. Ayurvedic products are one space which are seeing intense competition and also aggressive say pricing or pushing coming from the new players. You have also started focusing clearly on those sort of products. We know you have a new brand. How do you see that vertical panning out for you perhaps in the next 2 to 3 years?
I think one of the core consumer trends that you're seeing not only in India but in many parts of the world is search for authenticity. In a world dominated by apps, in a world dominated by connectivity, the flip side or the paradox is the search for authenticity. And this gets manifested in very different ways. From a cultural perspective, from the products you consume. So there is a very clear trend of going towards naturals. And again, natural gets manifested in different ways in different parts of the world. And in India, clearly there is a resurgence of natural products, be it organic, be it Ayurvedic, be it herbal. And we had foreseen this trend many years back. We launched Liver Ayush at the beginning of the millennium. The only thing I would say, perhaps we should have persevered, but we clearly see a bigger trend and we have a wonderful strategy, a three-pronged strategy where we are looking at more products or natural variants in our existing brands. The second is we are looking at a master brand like Liver Ayush. And the third, we are looking at specialist brands. We acquired Indulekha last year, which has done very well. We are very pleased with the acquisition. This year we have launched Citra. And that is how we intend to have a big play in the natural segment.